Tapped In exclusive. We are the internet, bitch.
Welcome to the Tapped In podcast. We are the internet. I'm your host, Kevin Melody, and I'm joined today by a wonderful crew of people, and I'm going to let everyone introduce themselves, starting with... Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Heidi. I work with musicians mostly on marketing, so I've kind of been around a little bit of everything, but you can find me at Bambi Mary Jane.
Bambi Mary Jane, one of our new co-hosts. And then we got...
Hi, I'm Jullian. I'm in the music management business. Been around for a while, same as my girl Bambi. At Jullian L, Jullian with 2 L's. I'll add me.
Jullian L. And then our guest today...
Well, hello. My name is Mayila, and I am a singer, songwriter, artist, creative extraordinaire. And you can find me on all the stuffs at Mayila Music. That's Mayila Music. And yeah, that's me.
That's Mayila. So I wanna kind of like just kick it off with, because you just mentioned like singer, songwriter, artist, creative. And like I feel like everybody's got 20 titles these days, you know? But you officially, like, you have written songs before, right? Like some pretty big songs. Can you elaborate on that, or is that not?
Yeah, no, I've written for some of my favorite artists. I've written for Tinashe, Dolla Sign.
Okay.
Written with Jeremih, Kelly, Rowland. Man, I've done a lot in the songwriting world, and it's been really fun, and I get to work with all these people that I look up to, and it lends itself into my own artistry. So
right. And do you get afraid sometimes that, like, what did you do first? Did you start singing first or songwriting? How?
Oh, it was all one thing. Like,
wow.
I started singing like back in elementary school, like when I was 7, and I was writing like all the songs that I would sing, and you know, talent show time, we would all perform my songs, me and my friend group.
Right. Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
So yeah, it's all been one thing for me, but professionally, you know, it's different because songwriting and being an artist is like 2 different careers in the industry. So I really have like gotten my hand in songwriting first in the industry, and I've been developing my artistry as well.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense. Juju, you got something to comment
you
on
said
that?
you were in a group. What was the name of your group?
Oh. No, it was like literally me and my 3 other friends back in elementary school. Like I don't even think we had a name.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
It was just like just like us just like playing around. But I was actually briefly in a girl group when I lived in Baltimore. I'm not gonna mention their names because they were real shady to me, and they're not gonna get no light.
You get no promo.
They're not getting no free promo.
No love.
But that was a part of my history.
Okay.
Shade. I'm very curious what went down in Baltimore.
Oh, look, you know, I came up better than I started, so you know, every experience makes you a better person. So
Of course.
Oh, that's true.
you know,
Yeah. No,
it's all a blessing.
Absolutely.
Anyone will try to screw you over, you know? They're the ones who are going to come out on the bottom when they look up.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I'm good. I'm chilling. Shoot, I'm living life.
How long you been working in the industry?
I would say like the equivalent of the time that I've lived in LA, which has been like 2.5 years.
2.5 years. So 2.5 years of like official songwriting credit and shit.
Right.
And all that,
Right. But I got my start actually as an intern.
Oh.
Like the year prior in New York, I was interning at Atlantic in this studio called Platinum Sound.
Okay.
So that was really like my first like crash course
In the industry.
and like seeing how people work and you know, talking to artists, talking to executives, like
right.
So kind of getting that like perspective, you know.
Was that like really eye-opening for you in a good way, bad way, or was it neutral?
Both. Good and bad. Both
Okay.
good and bad, because, you know, it's really unfortunate. Like every artist and creative, like from the top to bottom, if you've never like been in the office and worked actually in it, you don't really realize like how these people talk about you. And like seriously,
like you're a product, or
yeah, like you don't realize like how disposable you really are.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Big fact.
That's
like,
a good point.
like artists and creatives that I've talked to on every level, like, don't really know how it is. And I interned there, and then I also like worked in publishing for a little bit out here at UMPG, and it really, really showed me, like, I'm like talking to artists and like putting together schedules and stuff like that, and you know, the higher ups are telling me like how to interact with these people and like who's priority and who's not, and like the people who are not priority, like how to treat them. And I'm like, oh, this is kind of shady, but like, okay, I guess, because I'm working here and you're paying me.
yeah 100%.
But yeah, it gets real interesting behind the scenes, you know. So I think it was super important for me to just like have that paradigm and kind of take that with me going into the creative spaces, you know.
Yeah.
Most people don't get to come in with that skill set or that knowledge of what it's like. So, you know, you're blessed in that way.
Yeah.
You actually know what you're getting yourself into with people.
100%.
Especially when you come out here.
Yeah.
You know, everyone is out for their own shit.
Yeah.
So,
And that's first priority.
So
100%.
question, how'd you get your music heard?
Ooh.
Oh, that's
was
such
a good one.
question. That is a good question.
Good job, Jullian.
I feel like, you know, that's like the question of everybody who's trying to be somebody. Like, oh, how do I get my music heard? How do people know that I'm dope? You know?
Yeah.
I feel like that was me like my entire life. Like, I just feel so dope in my closet right now, but nobody knows.
Radiating
Like,
How do I get this?
you know? And to be honest, like, it was all very organic. I wasn't like drug pushing my music like, yo, listen to my mixtape. You know what I'm saying?
On every corner, just fucking
Times
flipping
Square.
them.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And low key, that doesn't really
Oh
work.
yeah, that would have been a great if you're
No,
in New
I
York.
mean-
If I was one of those people.
I know some people who started like that who got big careers.
What's
could've
so
stood out
weird
there with
about
a
that
mic.
is like, yo, where am I gonna play a CD? Like, where am I actually physically gonna put your CD? Like,
Or-
I don't know why they still do
And
that.
these days, even a flash drive.
Right,
Yeah,
like,
That's
bruh,
crazy.
USB stick.
it's so
You
weird.
got an airdrop, like we were
Word.
talking about
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah, word.
Oh, I have a
like scamming.
Yo, there was this one time. This is a weird story, but there was this one time I was in Ohio visiting a friend.
Okay.
I was at the club, and dude airdrops me his mixtape while I'm in the club.
Big hustler.
It pops up on my phone out
Big
of
hustler.
nowhere. I'm dancing. I'm having
That's
a
a
good
big
time.
mood.
I'm drinking, and his mixtape is on my phone
You're like,
randomly.
what?
I don't even know how he did it. Like, how do you even do that? Tell me so I know.
He invaded your shit.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Like,
Hey, I made the mistake of leaving my airdrop on a Coachella. Imagine what kind of shit.
oh,
I'm
yeah, he
doing.
was definitely getting
You know?
all sorts of like.
Madness.
Fucked up.
Everything
I realized
from-
All
within
sorts of
about 5
naked
minutes.
photos.
I'm like, oh.
I was
all
gonna
the
say
nudes.
everything from a mixtape to a dick pic to
Turn my
a.
phone off. I can't do it's a lot. It's a lot. That's
That is crazy.
Gotta love airdrop.
Damn.
you have to be bold to keep that on in some
Oh, for
places.
sure.
For real, I hate that. I want a flip phone.
Every time I see
Right.
one,
I really
We need to
like.
go
I
back
miss.
to flip
I miss
phone.
flip phone or Sidekick.
I
can't
like just
airdrop
taking
on
it
Sidekick.
away.
Sidekick was
True.
life.
See, or
I wish I
BlackBerry.
could just turn my phone off sometimes. Like, I
Yeah.
can. I gotta work. But
Right.
Bye.
Well, so
Um,
you were in Ohio. You said you think you're originally from Ohio, right?
Yes. I want to get back to his question though. You
Yeah,
asked me
yeah.
a good question about
Your
how
music.
do you
Yeah.
get music heard?
Heard.
No, well, the question was, how did you
How
get
did
your
I
music?
how did I get
Exactly.
my music heard?
Right.
And yeah, I was just saying like, you know, I was wondering that my whole life, like, oh my gosh, you know. But everything happened super organically. I didn't really like
Right.
push my music out to people, and really I have to thank my mom, because my mom kind of pushed me to like go the internship route, and I didn't want to
Smart.
do it at all.
She's
I didn't want to go to
smart.
college. I didn't want to do any of that because it
Right.
wasn't like me
you.
making music, you know. But
Yeah.
Take
definitely
those
have to.
steps.
Yeah,
Smart.
totally.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I had to thank my mom on that, because she definitely urged me to do that. And being an intern there helped build my network. And then while I was doing that, I'm, you know, creating music with like producers I know, people
Right.
who were like introducing me to people. And it was just all very like in divine order, and just the synchronicities were lined up. And I was working with this producer who knew one of the A&Rs that I was like interning next to,
Right.
and he was sending my music around to the A&Rs there, and
the
they were
plug.
like, Yeah, and they were like, "Wait, we know this person. She's right here. She's an intern."
She's working in the back. Yeah.
Hi.
That's crazy.
Right here in the building. There you
Yeah.
go. Right there.
Right, but it was
Smart.
super organic. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't like planned or anything. And yeah, they were hearing my music and they were like, "Wait, you're actually really dope. Let's like help you." And
Yeah.
like, yeah.
You know,
So
you gotta be likable as hell to make that work too. You
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah,
have the
yeah,
talent
totally.
and be super, like, just for it to happen like that, people are
Yeah.
gonna love you, your personality.
Totally,
you know?
totally.
So you,
Yeah.
You know.
yeah,
totally
I agree with
set up for
that.
it.
And I think people definitely also value like hard work and like especially like being an intern, like they don't even really care. They don't care about you really, but like get them a coffee. Like
Yeah.
iron a shirt, you know, like do the
the
dirty
extra.
work that
Yeah,
people
yeah.
like
I
don't
was
want to
an
do.
intern. I understand what it was.
You
like.
know
Jeremih,
exactly
so,
what it is.
He
For
knows the
you,
hustle.
for you to actually like get on like
Yeah.
and your music to actually get in the rotation, like my mind is blown. That's why I asked like, how'd you get your music heard? Because like,
Yeah.
you know, at that point you have an advantage. Like, look,
Yeah.
and I'm in your face. Like,
Right,
here I'm
right.
at. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
not only
I
am I
think-
making that fire, I was getting
Yeah.
that fire coffee too. Like, there we go. Like,
Like I
true.
just got you that Starbucks,
Shit,
bro. Like,
word.
what's good?
Facts.
They can associate your music with that.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And they'll never forget.
But that actually buys you like a strong place in their heart too. 'Cause
Yeah.
not
Totally.
only are you making that fire, you're willing
Yeah.
to go through the extra motions to make sure you get in there and
Right.
get closer to it. You know.
Right.
Totally.
It's currency. For
Totally,
That. It's currency.
totally.
You need that.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah, like you said, you gain people's trust like
Yeah.
that, and yeah, and then really like that just kind of unfolded, and I gained really great relationships with the A&Rs who were helping put me in studios, and then I chased some of the A&Rs out here, and I was
Right.
like, yo, I'm trying to really be about this. Like my
Yeah.
internship is ending.
I got shit to do.
Like what's up?
We gotta hurry this up. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I came out here like with like $50 and
Okay.
just, you know, really milked the relationships that I built
Right.
as an intern.
Right.
And yeah.
So, question: how were you able to like? Because everybody wants to do it, right? And there's some great talents out there, but they get passed up because they're like fears. How were you able to take that like fear and turn it into like a tailwind, not like a cage, but into like a tailwind? Because
Yeah.
I know many talents out there, and they get like messed up. They
Yeah.
get
Cold
stuck
feet,
because
too.
of the fear. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Or
Yep.
you know, they let that like hold them back. How could
Totally.
you like, you know, how'd you use that, or like, was that a part, or were you
Oh,
never,
100%.
were you ever afraid? Were you just fearless out
100%.
here going
Right.
crazy in the trap?
100%. Everybody is afraid of doing what they really care about, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody has that fear.
The passion.
You know what I mean? It's like if you're really afraid of it, you know you really care.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So definitely dealt with that at every level. Like when my life started to change and started to like really develop and like my career started to be moving, I mean, I had like crazy fear and anxiety.
Right.
And when I moved here, like I was so damn scared. Like my freaking gums were swollen the first month, and I don't even know how that.
Oh
I
my
don't even
God.
know how the stress manifested in my gums. Like,
The body works in
it
mysterious
was
ways.
in mysterious ways. But I
Facts,
literally,
that's true.
I was carrying Orgel like the entire
Oh my
first
God.
month of me
It
living
was
here.
really that
It was-
bad. Oh my God.
It was that bad.
Crazy.
Seriously.
That's
You
crazy.
don't want anything going on with your mouth.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. I don't know what it was, but I say all that to say, like, I felt the fear.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But my mom is such a light in my life, and she's always
Shout out
told
to
me,
Mom.
like,
Yeah. Shout out to your mom.
Yeah, and she's
That's
always
crazy.
told me, like, you know, do it afraid.
Yeah.
You know?
Fuck it.
Everybody feels the emotions of like, oh my God, am I good enough for this? Am I worthy? Blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
all that. Everybody feels those emotions.
Right.
And the people who are the 2% of the world ignore those emotions.
Yup.
You just
They don't give a
literally
fuck.
ignore it. Like you just literally push past and like, damn, I'm really scared right now. I'm gonna do it anyway though.
There you go.
You know?
Fuck it. Yeah.
So I just dealt with like my freaking gums being swollen for
You sucked it up.
And, like, I
Yeah,
just sucked it
you
up.
sucked it up.
I just sucked it up, and like, you know, didn't have any money at all when I first got here. I was eating noodles and oatmeal, and
You can make noodles taste good though.
Good
There's-
ramen pack.
you can hook up some noodles.
gotta
though.
know,
You definitely
dog.
can hook up some noodles.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
You gotta worry about where you're staying when you're in LA.
Oh,
though. That's
totally.
The problem.
Totally.
You get at least like looked after by people.
Luckily, I have.
I'm like,
luckily,
well, I'm
Did you have a
worried
network
about
of?
yeah, luckily I have a cousin who's out here, so I had like a couch
Okay.
when I first got here.
A couch is
I
Yeah.
mean, couches
Crucial.
is
Those
you
couches.
need something.
If that's not a motivational tool in this
Yeah.
world, then I don't know what the hell
everything
is.
starts
you know
from the
what I mean?
couch. Sleeping on the couch.
Hey, if you got a couch to build from.
Yeah.
Seriously,
That's-
seriously.
Build to that
100%.
California king.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's really my thing. Just like do it afraid. Like do it no matter how you feel, because the reality is you'll get past the emotion.
Right.
You know, just do the work part and you'll get past
Right.
the emotion. And I remember like as an intern watching like the Julie Greenwalds and the Craig Kalmans, you know, and seeing these top level execs in their humanity and seeing like,
Right.
oh wait, these people are like human, like like they're
like us.
they're giving speeches and like are jittery and like stumbling over
Nervous.
words and nervous and
Everybody has butterflies.
you know, we're
Yeah.
all human. We're all gonna
Right.
feel
Right.
that fear. They push past it.
Right.
So
Right.
we're no different. Like you just literally say, okay, I feel like this today, but so
Yeah.
Gotta go handle it. Gotta go
You
get
know?
it. You know what I mean?
that's it.
Did you feel like there was a point, like after you got out here, where that feeling changed a little bit for you? Like you felt like, I'm doing it, something's happening for me, that the progress is there, you know? And you
Yeah.
relax a little bit, but still
Yeah.
work at it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like just like scientifically your brain adjusts to like
The
circumstances, like
Yeah.
like literally, like, you know, people who grow up in horrible conditions, they just get used to it because it's like they're normal, you know.
Yeah,
so
right.
it's
Yeah.
like you just get used to,
Yeah.
you know, the pressure, and you adjust and you change and you grow. And that's what's been one of the most important parts of me living in LA
Right.
is the growth, because
Yeah.
it's such a hard city to live in.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's so hard. And what
Right.
were you gonna say?
Well, I was gonna say in comparison. That's why I'd asked you for. You said you're from Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
So what? I mean, Ohio against LA. Like, what is
Mhm.
it? What does that look like?
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
definitely
like, how does
two,
that-
two different
Right.
beasts. But I moved from Ohio when I was 13, and I partially grew up in DC.
Oh, okay. So you were
Yeah.
kind of like a hybrid. Then.
Yeah, I kind
Okay.
of partially grew up in DC, and then I moved to New York. So I kind of, for like the last 10 years before I moved to LA, was in a city,
Right.
and you know,
So you
New
kinda
York
got-
is definitely no joke. So
No. So you got city.
yeah,
in you.
I got city.
That's how you were able to handle it probably a
Yeah,
little better. You're
yeah.
not fresh from Ohio.
I'm not fresh from
Just
Ohio.
airdrop to LA.
Yeah, right.
right. So
there's steps.
right,
Okay.
exactly, and
Okay.
it's a blessing that it went that way, because I had some time to like.
Get acclimated.
Yeah.
And besides New
Juju.
York, like DC is a crazy place. I'd heard her say she was in a girl
DC.
group
Yeah.
in Baltimore. And if
Yeah.
you know
Baltimore's
about
no joke.
Yeah, Baltimore.
Baltimore is no joke.
no joke.
No. That's
Yo,
crazy.
take
That's
a second.
good. That's good. That's why you built for it. That's what I'm. You know what I mean? I feel like.
Gotta be hardened.
Shaw,
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be a little
The
hard
thickest skin.
for sure.
Yeah.
How long
for
have
sure.
you been here for now, though?
It's been 2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's about the same as me. That's solid. It takes some commitment to get past that.
Oh,
Little
100%.
It's a big
6 months
stage.
to a year period that most
Yo,
people just
I
like.
feel like everybody's like
snap.
low key like goes through the moments where you're like on the verge of homelessness and like
Facts.
on the verge of joblessness
Big
and
You're
like
out of the couch.
you know what I'm saying?
Out of job.
Everybody has those moments
Yeah.
here.
Right,
But
right.
that's why I say like this place has been so important for like
Yeah.
the person that I've become,
Yeah.
because without that like dissonance and that just discomfort,
Turbulence. And
that
shit, too, yeah.
turbulence, like
Yeah.
you're not, you either sink or swim.
Yeah.
And if you swim, you really swim, you
Right.
know, like
Yeah.
if you rise above those hard times, like you really become like this force.
Yeah.
You know?
absolutely.
So I
Yeah.
really do, I'm like thankful to LA for that.
Most
know?
people when they come to LA, they say like, you know, it's hard and it's, you know, take some adjusting to get comfortable here. But once you're here, though, you don't want to leave. So how do you feel after the 2 years being here?
You want to stay?
Do you want to stay or you want to go back to DC?
Or Ohio?
Well, New York is my favorite place.
Yeah?
That's the last place I lived in.
okay,
New York
like
is
that.
definitely my favorite place.
Why?
The people, the food, the culture, the way to get around.
Right, Flatbush.
Great transportation.
Yeah, but like just the fashion.
You're
like,
walking everywhere.
Yeah.
Still do this there though. Like that's you could kind of pick. Like there's.
What do you mean? You can do all those things here in LA?
I mean, no, you can do what you're doing in LA and New York. If
Oh,
you really
music.
wanted to be there, you can
Oh.
still be.
Yeah.
It's not the same, but
I think New York's more fashion.
I feel like
it
it's
is more
super
fashion.
Yeah.
But it's definitely more fashion. But it does
The-
exist.
I
Like
feel-
it's possible if you were really. If you were still on the couch, you
Yeah.
know, we could
Yeah.
probably get you to
Right.
New York.
Yeah.
And the scene on the music changes too. Like everybody is usually
All the
like
time.
saturated in one place at
Yeah.
for
Yep.
times. Because
Right.
before this, it was Atlanta,
It
and
was Atlanta.
everybody was up and
Producers,
Yeah.
moving.
rappers,
Yeah.
artists, everything.
So
Yeah.
Atlanta, yeah.
So
I
the-
think right now LA is the place.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Everybody's here, all the opportunities here. My life and career has not accelerated in any other city than
The way it has.
Yeah,
here.
than the way it has here. So,
Yeah.
There are
but do I think LA is a forever thing for me? Hell no.
Why?
Hell no. I am
LA.
here for the bag, and then I
Okay.
will dip.
Yeah.
Where you
That's
going?
it.
Back to New York?
There's like a mass
I don't
exodus
know.
to Tennessee right now. Everyone's in Nashville.
Really?
Oh,
Everyone's,
yeah,
everyone's
that's
going
true.
to
Well, Nashville,
'Cause
has
Nashville's
never
not just
died.
country now.
No,
know?
Nashville
But
has
it's
never
everything.
died for country. Like
No.
Nashville
but
has always been the place.
Now it's not just country though.
It's
everything.
everything.
It's
Oh,
like
that's
I
true.
reckon that's gonna
People
be
buy
the thing.
cribs.
Like in the next 10 years, like I've seen so many people who are making it in LA, and they're like, you know what?
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
dip
get
off.
like at least 80% of these opportunities there too, and I get to just not be in
The
this
price.
shit, you know, like, and it's,
Can't beat that Nashville price.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
and that
but-
too. And that too.
You
That's
gotta be
definitely
able
true.
to save some of
$1
your
million
money out here. It's
buys
like
you
spend it
Nashville.
every day.
Yeah, right. Facts.
Here it buys you an apartment.
Facts. Yo, that is so true.
Studio apartment.
Dog,
That
I'm-
is the shit, man.
I'm telling you, look at the prices.
That shit, that's definitely one of the hardest things about
Yeah.
living here, especially coming from Ohio. Like, I know
It's not even
what
close.
I'm paying now. I would
Yeah.
have a 3-bedroom
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, you have a house.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Have you done any just on topic of your music? Have you ever done any performing?
yes.
Because I feel like what
I've
was your first
performed,
performance?
like just like in general, like
Yeah,
in
yeah.
life.
Just first time you ever performed.
I don't
in
know.
front of a group
This
of
is
people.
like elementary school. Like
No. All right, then let's talk about career performance.
career performances. I mean, I've had different phases. Like I was in the group. And
Yeah.
did stuff with them. Like I guess as a solo artist. Well, one of my favorite performances that I did out here was at the Sayers Club.
Sayers. Okay.
Yeah.
I love Sayers.
Their sound is fire. Like,
Vibes.
Yeah, it's just such a vibe there.
Vibes.
I love the Sayers Club.
Nice.
Yeah, but right now I'm actually taking a little breather from performing because I'm really working on my next releases. So I'm like
Locking
just-
in.
Yeah, locking in and finishing all the music part of
Right.
that. But yeah, no, I love performing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I did see Receipts. I love that song. I thought that was a fucking great song.
Thanks.
Shout out Receipts. Great song. You can catch
Shout
it
out
on.
to Lynn, my girl.
You can catch it on SoundCloud right now.
Mhm.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So, if you were to build a project like over time, like let's say over the next year and a half, would it be more like in that mood of Receipts? Would it be kind of that like because Receipts is a really poppin' song.
Yeah.
Like it's a really
Thank
poppin' song,
you.
and it has a very like direct tone.
Mm-hmm.
Would you make an album in that tone, or would you like? Do you want to be really versatile? Like, how do you want
Like my
play it out?
next releases are going in the direction of like a little more left R&B.
to? Okay.
I loved that last song that I did, and I did it on purpose because like women don't really support each other and
Yeah.
don't work together.
Right.
And I just kind of wanted to like, Alin is one of the few people, and one of the few females out here that is like really genuine.
Right.
So I just wanted to like uplift us
Yeah.
as like a female population in music
Right.
and show that we can work together and be
Yeah.
great together and do great things, But like I released another song earlier this year called Me Plus Me, and it's like
Yeah.
super
I like
dark.
that.
and
That's on Spotify.
yeah,
Yeah.
super dark, and I'm kind of like more in that realm of just
Okay.
like
Your headspace is there.
yeah, dark and moody, and just like talking about my experience, you know,
Yeah.
not only the LA experience, but the experience of like really trying to be something and
Yeah.
be somebody.
Yeah.
And I feel like R&B is usually like the stigma is like it's love songs
Yeah.
and all lovey-dovey, and it's like
Fuck that, yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I have not met a good guy out here since I've been here in the 2.5
Yeah.
years. So
Yeah.
what love am I talking about?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I ain't got no love
Yeah.
to talk about. I'm
LA is
talking
not a
about,
city for
you
love.
know what I'm saying? I'm talking about my real experiences, and they're loveless.
I think
okay?
Juju feels different, but
Oh, he's in
you
love.
have the
No,
one
no,
good
no,
guy.
Are you
no.
married?
No, 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 no.
Okay.
not
Yeah,
married.
exactly.
Okay, not married.
Exactly. Of course
But
you ain't.
I feel
People
like
fall in love here for a week or two.
Right.
They're like, I'm in love.
Mhm.
Well,
Oh, and yep, scratch that. Like,
Yeah.
it's not. It doesn't. It
doesn't last.
exist. It doesn't last. It exists for a minute and then
Mhm.
it's gone. That's
True.
that's a hot take. I think.
they feel hard for 5 seconds,
It's
and then they're
true.
like, "But what can you do?
It's
for me?"
true.
What can you really do? for
It's
me? It's never
true.
enough.
Okay.
So
It's
yeah,
so
no, I feel
exhausting.
that LA is a whole other.
I hope we
can't-
all find love.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You just gotta date people who don't live here. That's the only
Yeah,
way to do it.
yeah.
You can't
Or
do it.
that aren't from here. That's a whole.
Well, all the
After a
transplants
year,
are the
I've
though,
dealt
they
with-
all become the
All right, respect.
problem.
Yeah.
Like, you can't.
I won't
It's
even.
the
They're
transplants
only
that are
okay
the
when they
crazy.
Just get here.
Seriously, that's so true.
Well, I'll say that's why I think it was one of the things is like, look, I listened to Receipts
Mm-hmm.
as a man, and I was like, she's fucking killing it. Like I was like, holy shit. You said like, you'll drown swimming in my DMs or something. I was
yeah.
like, holy fuck, like. That is, I was like, that's a bar, like, you know, like a battle rapper at that point. So that's why it's like, honestly, shout out to you because
Thank
I
you.
feel like you definitely are driving your own sound.
Mm-hmm.
You don't sound like 1,000 people I know.
right,
Thank
right,
you.
It doesn't feel like something I've heard before. You know what I mean? Like,
Thank
I
you.
feel like everybody wants to be like, you know, either Cardi B or
Mm-hmm.
like Nicki Minaj or whatever. And like, shout out to them. They're huge artists and I respect them. But
Mhm.
it's like your shit is different. And I
Thank
think
you
it's
so
I think it's
much.
really cool. Like, keep pushing that shit.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, keep the
Thank
R&B
you.
alive, man.
Yes.
Honestly,
Well, we're coming back. I don't
Yeah.
know if you noticed. Like it's
It's
literally the next wave.
It's-
Making a swing.
It
Yeah.
never really fell off, but
It did.
A little
it
bit.
Did.
A little bit. A
It
little
did.
Nah, it's still some heat out there, but I feel like we need more of it.
Oh,
like,
100%.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People weren't in that
The
mood for a
genre can
while.
use
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, but now like
I'm in
It needs
agreement.
Progression.
Keep it
there was
going.
like a period where it was kind of stagnant and sounded the same.
Where like
Yeah.
real
Before,
R
you know,
and B
yeah.
wasn't there.
Yeah.
It
But
was
and then it
just,
kind of like
like-
morphed into R and B, like
Yeah.
trap R and B sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's had
sing
its,
rapping.
right.
Sing
that's
rapping.
the shit.
Actually, I would
That's
not consider
That's
that
the best way to
R&B.
explain
No,
it.
but it's
Sing
not.
rapping.
But I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm
I know
talking
what you're
about,
saying.
right? Yeah,
I know what
yeah.
you're saying.
I'm not gonna say names.
I think she gets it, yeah.
but there's a lot of like sing like
Pop
Rap.
rap.
sing rappers.
Where,
like,
but where it's not like
Melodic,
actual
yeah.
singing.
No, it's not like
Yeah.
No, don't take it away from you. Have an
No.
incredible
What-
singing.
The
voice.
difference between that electronically manufactured,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
But I'm
speaking,
cool with
but-
all of the ways that like music develops and grows
Yeah,
and
right.
turns into different
Yeah.
things. Like the way
Subgenre.
yeah, the way hip hop
Exactly.
is like
I love that.
developed and like
Yeah.
people are singing, like all that is cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm cool with it all, but I do miss like singing. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I feel like
Makes
that
sense.
definitely
Big
died.
facts. Honestly, like I was just saying this the other day. I remember back in the day, like all the like Get Money cats, they used to pull up listening to like straight R&B, like
Yeah.
some straight like smooth grooves.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
know, they was catching that vibe 24/7. Like
Yeah.
now, it's not like that. I'm not saying like we said nothing is wrong because you know it's a different time in music, but
Yeah.
it's just going on like. You know, we need to bring back that good love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But it's gonna come back in a new and exciting way.
Right.
You know,
Rebirth.
so
It comes back.
yeah, the Summer Walkers and the Hers
Right.
and you know all these R&B guys who are like repurposing it and making it new and fresh. Like I'm here for that. You know.
Big
Yeah.
facts. I'm here
So-
for all of it. Bring back the good vibes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah,
Hers
hell yeah.
fucking
You know what I'm saying?
killing
I'm
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
trying to catch a
100%.
vibe.
We're gonna see.
Yeah, for real, honestly, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so your next move, I know you said you got a single in a month, so we can expect, you know, maybe what, October?
No. It'll drop in September.
Oh,
Ooh,
September.
Brand new.
Damn.
We at
okay.
the top
Got
of
a
the.
title.
And do we have a?
What
What do we? Can you expose anything?
All I
about
can
it?
say is that it is about like the people who hit me up and tell me how like Me Plus Me is like right in their kitchen and how they're dealing with
I like Me Plus Me.
Thank you. And how they're dealing with like this journey by themselves and they feel like they're all by themselves. This next song is 100% for you guys.
For them. Beautiful.
So
very good.
Have your own back.
that's it. That's
Have
it.
your own
That's a
back.
big
I
fact.
That's
love
what
that.
that's what not only the industry but LA will also teach you. Like
Very poetic.
you have got to have some self-reliance out here.
I was gonna chime in earlier. I was gonna say LA makes you like a real hustler. Like
Oh, 100%.
you know,
Yo,
like,
you
I-
gotta be about your bag.
Everybody-
Today I
drug
just gotta
dealer.
make some extra money. What am I gonna do to make it?
You know?
Yeah.
You figure it out.
You-
Oh, you do.
Absolutely.
You-
if it's not money on the table today, then it's building that relationship. Because that's the one thing I could say about out here is, man, your
Yeah.
relationships are key.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Let me repeat this to y'all.
Absolutely.
Relationships are
Relationships
That's
are
part of why
key.
everyone's so time poor out here, because there's always something you got to be doing that's gonna help you with something else. You
Yeah.
know, you just feel like there's not enough hours in the day
That's
to do
so
all the
fucking
things you
true.
could do in
Yeah.
the day. You know,
Yeah.
no, and it's part of why people fall into that trap of like being LA flaky and like prioritizing people based off their like value because they have like so much going on every day. Like,
And my
but
rent is
you
due on the
kinda-
first.
Yeah, you're
every
like, I
month.
mean,
Like,
I want to
gotta-
hang out with you, but it's gotta also be somewhere I can network. I gotta be
Right.
able to make money. It's gotta
Right.
be able to lead to this. Like, I have to prioritize my hours.
Yeah.
You know, like
yeah.
there are not enough.
Mm-hmm.
This is the busiest city. It's supposedly the people in LA are the most stressed out people in the world.
Oh, I
People who live in
100%.
LA.
I
Like,
feel that
Hands
every
down.
time.
like,
Yo.
like we know
This
that,
table has more stress than
but
Ohio.
like they have quantified this and said
No, it's a real thing.
that is a real statistic. Like we
Yeah.
are by far the most
Yeah.
stressed
I
out.
believe
people
it.
in
I
the
totally
world.
feel that, and I feel that every time like I go visit somewhere else, and then I come back, and then as soon as I land, I'm like, yo, the
It's the
energy,
air.
yo,
You
seriously,
feel it on the
in the
plane when
air.
you about to land. You like,
seriously, I'm like,
your
yo,
phone is
I gotta
already
make
going
moves.
off. How you get
Think
service
great.
to your
When I
phone?
get off, how long is it gonna take me to get to
Right.
this place? I
Uber.
want to do when I
seriously,
get there. You know?
seriously,
Yeah.
you feel it in the energy. That's why I love like dipping off and going to Atlanta though, because
Little escapes. You gotta get out for
yeah,
your own
like
sanity
Atlanta,
every now
like
and
you can
then.
still work and still
relax.
Still,
Yeah.
like still be productive, but like also like go to a park.
I
Yeah.
feel like people be going to
remember
Atlanta.
who you are away
Yeah.
from
Yes.
just a business. You know,
It's
because
so
that's-
important. It's so important to go home and like remind yourself, like, oh yeah, these people really actually
that
care
there's
about
real
me.
humans. Yeah, if I don't get out of the city like at least once every month or two, like I just go crazy. I start
Got
to
to.
realize I'm like, where's my personality gone? Like, who am I? What is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it just
It's a real
becomes very
thing.
Shit. No.
So towards the end of September, we might have a single.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Definitely
100% have a single.
100%
And
in the end of September.
we're talking Spotify,
All the
Apple
all
Music?
the all
Okay.
the stuffs.
all the shit, Spotify, Apple
Yeah.
Music. And how do people find you? Just one more time.
Oh
I want-
yes, you can find me
Let's
on
repeat this.
Insta, Twitter, all the stuffs at Mayila Music. That's Mayila Music.
Beautiful. All right. Mayila
Holla
Music.
at your girl.
And first of all, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you for
You
having me.
did a great
Yes.
job.
Thank
That
you.
Appreciate you.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's been fun.
And I hope everybody tunes into your shit because honestly, you got to tap in with Mayila shit because that shit is
Fire.
It's great. It's fire. Yeah.
Thank you.
Fire.
Yeah. 10 out of 10.
Fire.
And then of course, Juju, Heidi, thank you so much. And thank you for tapping in. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, and follow everybody at this table. Thank you very much. We're tapping out.
They're tapping out while you're tapped in.